Hey guys, so this is SABA from QCE group. So in this video, we're going to figure it out, why it's important for us to understand the woman in the perspective of, because we constantly hear about, okay, women are mostly unfaithful or they're pretending, they're cheating, lying, and all the things, right? So we mostly hear about it. And we also felt something like that, closer to that, every time we interact as a girlfriend or wife. So we constantly hearing about, but this is how it works, okay? Obviously, they make plenty of mistakes by nature, but because they trust in you, and the reason they choose you, always, it might look like you choose to them, but that's what happened in the first place. So it is the nature of their functionality. Okay, so here's how you learn to look like. So, for example, let's say they have constant attractions on a monthly basis or annual basis, whatever the bi-weekly, whatever it is, however it is, that's the most healthiest functionality of themselves. And obviously, if it's more towards, because here's how they work. So the more mistakes they make, they're able to control themselves. They're able to process all these emotionals and throughout their feelings and everything. And they're able to control, they're able to position themselves that they're not going to repeat their mistakes. So that's where they get into. So, but at the same time, the reason they made the mistakes in the first place, it's because of the trust she has put into you. So imagine if you constantly go out and look for the perfect woman because somebody has sold something to you. It could be anyone, even it could be another woman. It could be your mother, anyone, somebody that sold. Okay, so there is something that's a good and something is bad. That's not the truth. The truth is, okay, there are women that I would say mostly 99% of them. Okay, so they all able to go through their own selves. They understand their own their mental stability, because I think if every man, they should read the book about this female brain. So in that book, the author explained how they process their brain on constant basis. It's like a never stopping mechanism, something like that for them. For us, it's completely different, right? So, and imagine, so if we constantly trying to figure it out, okay, this is the woman that I needed, and this is what imagine that there are functionality that we can apply into majority. So if we try to disengage or disconnect because of we don't like their personality, something like that, and or characteristics, or whatever, however they process things, if we don't understand, it might take more complications. So you might look for, okay, you know what, this is not the right woman for me, so I'm going to move on and I'm going to find that another one. The more you going to do that, the more you will ended up making it more complicating, more overthinking about all the family structure. Because I myself, I don't want to marriage. So in my 22, 23, and then in 24, I was married, forced to marriage. And then, but imagine, so that's what truly helped me and identify me, all my incompetencies, unconsciousness about myself and my life, my structure, my future. So everything, even including women themselves. So everything that happens in my life is because of this kind of allow people to make the right movement to help us to understand where we are good at it, where we are very bad at it, and because those kind of awareness is always help us to direct into the next stages. Even though if we constantly going out and figuring it out, I'm going to find another woman, something like that. And imagine if the more you're going to share about your past, your ex, and so the more she understood that, okay, you don't understand what it is, and she will start, giving you what exactly you want rather than who exactly they are. Because imagine, men are like this, so they always wants to express, right? So we don't do something for impress, right? But on the other end, women is they are different. If they feel such a trust, they will express themselves. If not, they will try to impress you rather than, so imagine. So that's where the true bottleneck here is. So you will ended up on your entire life finding this perfect woman rather than understanding who they are and why they're biologically, why they needed in such a functionality, and how important it is, how healthy it is for them to function in such a way. Why it does matter for them to get into attractions to the men surrounding themselves, all the men they interact with. But I'm not talking about this should be like we should support the nymphomaniac or something like that. What I'm saying is, okay, the more trust she put into yourself, the more she feel these connections, or the more she feel this kind of, how do you say this? This is something like closer to, it's not a compliment. It's like connections that she truly believes, okay, you know what, this is my companionship, something like that. So imagine, like we all have plenty of love from mother, right? But for a woman, she get plenty of love from the father. So she always look for somebody who can lead her and guide her and support her regardless of the situations. Now we ended up buying into all the, I don't think this is I'm not trying to generalize. I'm not trying to, what I'm saying is, we constantly hearing about, okay, there are successful people, okay, behind them, these are the women behind them. So we constantly believe into it, okay, this guy, his wife has cheated on him, or his girlfriend has cheated on. We constantly heard about this kind of things, right? Stories, right? So it's the nature rather than, they're doing it on purpose. They're doing something to hurt you. That's not who they are. That's not how they work, because their brain is it's like a constant, working environment. So imagine something like what, robots, something like that. So they able to study much better scale than us. So just like how we function, right? So we separate ourselves, right? So they are not like that. So they go out, they mingle with their group. It could be their friends or family members or siblings or anybody. So but they usually go out and gather together and share their feelings and emotions and address and they recreate, just like how we obsessed with exercise and proteins and all the other stuffs in order for us to recreate our muscles, our vein, our source of bone, right? So we constantly look into such a way of like weightlifting. We interested, right? So they are on the other side, flip side. They are constantly get into they don't get like afraid of making mistakes, but they do want plenty of support in order for for the men surrounding themselves not judging them. So that's what they needed. They needed like plenty of support, the support that true support that they needed. It's not like all right, I understood this has happened, but I don't want this to happen in the future, next month, or you just help them move into the different. That doesn't going to work. What I'm saying is, you need true guidance. You have to become something like that. So instead of you taking into personal, instead of you taking it into okay, I have warned before, you haven't changed. So you need to address what is the reason, because a divorce never going to fix. So if you left your breakup, your girlfriend, that doesn't going to fix either. So what truly going to fix is, you have to address the unaddressed needs of herself. So that will truly guide you and allow you to be with the same woman, because that's what you needed. Because once she understood about you, and that's the time where she decided to work with you or live with you or go out and fix. So whatever it is, so she understood. It's not something she don't understand. She understood, but she believed that she can overcome all your like ineligibility or shortcomings or whatever it is. So she able to come into it and step into it, and then she can fix. Literally, she can give what exactly you needed. But if you constant basis, you go out, you're trying to take it into a person, because that's what I see most of my friends, my team members, my partners. So they all have done this many times. So it's a sign, because they don't leave us unless just for if we make a single mistakes. If we they understand the mistakes of us, they understand. It's not like we understood them, so they understand us. So they understood us. So it's completely different like a perspective. So they know how we can. Even if we make mistakes, they know that there is another woman behind that. So something like that. So it's not something they're going to take into a personal. Okay. So, but what they need is it's like a break. So you have to break this habit, break this. So that's what they needed. That's what they constantly look for in a man. So if they love to stay with a man, that doesn't mean this both partner, they don't like. They are more made for each other, or they are like connected for beings, they're taking care of each other. It's beyond. They know this, both of these shortcomings or whatever the ineligibility or incompetencies or unconsciousness, but they the willingness to stay and fix and live together is coming to when you truly trying to be in such a support, giving such a support. It's not you giving support to let them do whatever the mistakes they make, not like that, but this is something like you guide them, so they will guide you, so something like that. So it could be throughout the habit or the sleep patterns or the way of your functionality or the way of your look, or the dream that you want to create, because you can go out, you can earn all the money in the world and do whatever you can, But imagine without a woman in your place, and I don't think you can go out create such a wonderful life experience. So that's what matters. The feeling has to be, we have to feel, right? Unless it doesn't matter, even if we, however we lived the lifestyle is, and whatever the expensive, things we have, we don't feel, right? So that feeling is what number one thing for us. So even though we exercise, if we don't feel well, we are not going to do it again, right? Even though if we take some, supplementations or something, if we that makes us feel more sick or more, we constantly learn about why is that, why I started, dieting, I started this, what happened, why all of a sudden I'm not still struggle myself to figure it out. So imagine, so that's what. Based on my experience, I have seen in many, including myself. If you want to succeed in business, you need the right woman. So what I mean the right woman is the woman who chooses you is already right enough for you, but you have to pay attention. You have to be like being your stay still. Whatever happened, whatever the however you see the uncertainty is, whatever there is a term, right? So like what, like whatever the mistake is, woman is always right, right? It's right. So it's not something somebody did it to saying it for what? It's the biological nature that require them to be like that, and men has to understand and become this person in order for them to go out understand, because they understood this real world. Okay, so the real world we don't understand that until what, 35 maybe. Yeah, that's what I believe. I based on my experience, I have made plenty of mistakes until 35. Yes, I think so. So imagine, so it's hard. Okay, so don't get into this kind of rush and this kind of like mad or sad or listening to songs, all kind of songs. Those are people made it to make more money. Okay, so don't buy into this kind of stuff. And if you have something, learn to fix, learn to figure it out, learn to understand. And it's not like a one way of approach. For example, there are times I took the NaCl cysteine up to 4-5 grams. So imagine. So I don't suggest anybody do that. But at the same time, this is what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying that, so that's what you needed. Such a you need a like somebody who is a professional supervision under. I have a team. I have people that my loved one who are able to go out guide me. I have professionals who are able to guide me. I have this business QC lab, and that's what helped me to go out test it out, all the ingredients that according to the research that happens in the National Institute of Health. So it's different from my experience. Okay, so that's why I don't want to generalize, but I want to give you guys on basic understanding about this. This has to be stopped. If you break up, if you divorce, it's a never-ending cycle. You never going to fight, because the problem is not them, the problem is us, and we have to understand this. Somebody sold this literally. Yeah, that's what I say. Because mostly this is what happened with people. They don't get into it or buy into it, because women, they are more honest, they are more transparent, they are good on their own. So that's what I can clearly see. The reason they come into us, because they believe we need help. They understand our shortcomings. They understand if you let them to fix us, we will shine. I can assure you that based on my own life experiences, and I have known people who have this kind of amazing woman behind themselves, and that's what helped them to achieve. So if you believe you need a money or skills or experiences or what else, college or universities or network, whatever it is, if you have the right woman, the woman that you already in with it, so that's enough. Okay, that's what you needed. You don't need money. This is all the extra things. Okay, that will comes to you. So the people, for example, I go out and invest millions of dollars with people who have such a family setup, who loves the family. Are they truly understand themselves? Are they truly understand what the real world thinks? Because dream, idea, anything can come and go, but the characteristics has to be built throughout the career. It doesn't going to happen just like that. So that's the reason. That's why what I have seen with many of myself or my partners, how they choose to work, and even I myself, I choose to go with in such a quality. So the people who respect the family, the woman behind themselves, who build themselves. So that's what truly going to guide you and give you the directions you deserve. So yeah, so imagine. All right, so I believe I gave you my 2 cents again through this video. So I will continue to do so, and I will make into a book after once I figure it out, all the topics that I do want to discuss. So I'm very happy I made this video. All right, take care and talk to you soon.